Pleasant good evening. Pleasant good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in. I was making fun of some of the other DJs. They all talk alike. They're like, "It's your DJ. This is so and so and so and so." I'm like, why do they talk like that? I've been trying to figure that out. It's like they're not trying to sound like announcers. They're just trying to sound like, sing songy. It's your DJ. It's an them. So and so and so and so, and we'll be stepping Sunday, and we'll do. I'm like, that annoys me. Anyway, welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. They gonna get me when they find out that I'm talking about them, right? Okay. Anyway, coming up in our last hour, we do a thing we call foreplay. As for songs by one of your favorite artists, and male or female. Anyway, good evening to Henry Cooper, also to Deron Williams. Where is Barbara Jean? But that's okay. She'll be in here shortly, I believe. Anyway, we have some birthdays tonight. As a matter of fact, two of the birthdays, they were born on the same day in the same hospital, and they sang in the same group. Here comes Casey Kasem. Can you tell me who that is? If you can, leave it on Facebook and I'll send you a gift. I don't know if I can send you anything, but I'll just give you kudos because two guys born on the same day in the same hospital sang in the same group. Okay? All right. Figure it out and let me know if you know. All right? Otherwise, here's two in a row from Shantae Moore, whose birthday was, I believe, yesterday. It's old school loving on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Pat Westbrook. She said, your voice is magnificent. I'm like, why are you trying to butter me up, Pat? You can already get it. You don't have to butter me up, all right? Why you trying to butter me up, Pat? What you want? You don't have to butter me up. You please, girl. You could get it, girl, because you Pat Westbrook. Good evening, Henry. Oh, Henry. And yes, once again, I am eating. Mm. My son was messing around. He thought I was already on Facebook Live. I said, go ahead. I'm going to leave and let you do the show. You're just keeping it real. I understand. I'm keeping it real too. Hmm. Yep. You can really get it. Mm-mm. I mean, life is too short, man. Life is too short. And I don't mean the rapper either. I'm still, still, still thinking about Reverend Jackson and how all of our heroes died young. You know, when Martin Luther King died, he was young. Malcolm X was young. Huey, was it Huey Newton was young. I mean, everybody young. He was the oldest of all of them, and he came up around that same time. You know, and it's just he lived to be 84 years old. You know, I guess you could say they put bubble wrap around him. They kept him safe. I mean, he had 24-hour guards, everything. You know, yep, he lived a full life. He lived several lives. You know, because when you think about everybody that passed, like I said, Malcolm X, Dr. King, they were all young when they were assassinated. And they use that word, assassinated. It's like, you know, Biggie and Tupac were assassinated. No, they were shot. They wasn't nobody. They got shot. You know, when you live that life, that's what happens. I was dating a young lady a few years ago, and her, for lack of another term, her baby daddy got smoked. He was trying to live that life. He got out of the car to say, hey man, this is, why are we doing this? And they shot him. He was surrendering, you know, and they killed him anyway. I'm like, wow. They were they had it out for him, and that was it.
Show designed with the lovers in mind. Stories with Al Greer.
And whenever whenever you live that life, what did it say? They live by the sword, die by the sword. Yeah, and that's what happens. It's like in the movie Harlem Nights when Richard Pryor says, "We ain't no gangsters. We're club owners." Well, we ain't no gangsters. We club owners. That's what we do. You know, Bugsy Calhoun and all the rest of them. They were gangsters. Anyway, Pat Westbrook, thank you for being on my live. I I appreciate you. I mean, it's been how many years since our days at WJPC? That was how long ago? Um, I want to say that was 90 something, like 91 or something like that. That was um, that was quite a year for me because that's about how long it lasted. After that, they walked everybody out again. I remember the day that the new owners came in. By that time, I was gone and working for Radio Shack. Yep, not the 80s, but the 90s. And I'm at Radio Shack, right? I'm minding my own business, working. And who calls me? Pat Westbrook. She said, "Al, tell your people to go home." I said, "What are they doing?" They all outside huddled up together crying. They just hugging each other and crying. Tell your people to go home. I was like, now some of them had never been in radio before. So they didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what was going on. They couldn't grasp what was going on. So, people like Angela Marie, she'd never been in radio before. Her and her husband, her then husband, they were hairdressers by trade. That was it. So, so they didn't know anything about the radio business. I may not be what you want, but I'm what you need. Shantae Moore, two in a row from her on Bedtime Stories. with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Once again, hello to Pat Westbrook. She got in trouble once talking about my voice to her then boss. I'm not going to say his name, but his initials LW. And she said, Al got a great voice. And he said, what about mine? Oh, you got, it's okay. Poor fella. Mm-mm. Living in the footsteps. Anyway, it is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Thank you for joining us. Hope you had a great Thursday, or as we like to call it, Friday Eve or Friday Junior. So tomorrow is the start of the weekend, and I am definitely, well, not definitely looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I am. It's not like I got somewhere to go, right? I get up twice. I get up early in the morning, and then once again, I go back to sleep at about 9 o'clock, and then I get up at noon. I know, right? Lazy bum. Anyway, we played Shantae Moore earlier. Here's Shantae Moore and Kenny Lattimore. Mm, mm. There was a time I didn't think Pat Westbrook even liked me. Um, she was dating this guy, Cool B. Whatever happened to him? I could not get between the two of them, boy. They was thick as thieves. Mm-mm. That was her boy. I could not shake her hand when he was around. And yes, I'm still eating Chinese food from last night. If I don't, I'll have to throw it away. And that's throwing away money that the brother man don't have. So it's like the he lives close to Hyde Park. He has a juicing company. Oh, so you do keep in touch with him? Okay. A juicing company. Mm-mm. How ironic. Yep, y'all was thick as thieves, boy. I'm like, dang. Can I just touch our hand, please? Mm-mm. I mean, you saw one, you saw the other. They were like, Kevin Brooks.
silly.
He and his wife invite me over often when I'm in town. Really? Wow. How cool is that? Hmm. I think the only time I had a wife and an ex, or a wife and a whatever, was at my mother's funeral. My current girlfriend was there, and my current wife was there. Like, okay. Yep, his birthday is today. And so is Bobby Rogers, his brother-in-law. So happy birthday to both Smokey and Bobby Rogers. Born on the same day in the same hospital and sang in the same group. That was good. You cool with my wife too? Well, that's good. That's cool too. Wish I was cool with her. Mm-mm. I cannot tell you the last time I saw her. I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. Like that's her. No, I think that's no. That's no. No, that's Regina King. No, that's not her. Okay, all right. So I was invited downtown to, of course, a Black History celebration down at the Cultural Center downtown on Washington Street. And do you plan to go to Push to see Reverend Jackson Lyon State? Um, yeah, I do. I plan on it. I don't know when, but just not something that I'm looking forward to. I know I know they hooked him up. Talking about AR Leak. I know they, you know, you know, like I said earlier about the Reverend. He was always, always personable. Whether he knew you or not or remembered you, he would, you know, have a conversation with you. And that was with everyone, you know. He talked to you till you remembered, until he remembered who you were. And then it's like, oh, okay, I know who this guy is now. Babyface and Karen White. Before that, Kenny Lattimore and Shantae Moore. Love song. Same song, different artists. Who did it best? I think I like the first version. And not that version that I just played. But anyway, it is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us because you could have been anywhere else, anywhere, doing God knows what. And I thank you for being on my Facebook Live and for listening to Bedtime Stories. We're going to do foreplay tonight, but it's going to be a special foreplay because two people who were in the same group were born on the same day. And, we're going to celebrate them. One's still alive, one isn't. So, yeah. Anyway, this is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. And our phone number here, 773-462-4447. And you can call me now. I got a phone number, all right? Or just hit me up on Facebook. Here's more from Shantae Moore, this time with Damian Hall, one third of the group Guy. This is Satisfy You on Bedtime Stories. Is Sowers still there? No. They tore that down. They tore down PS Recording Studio. Yeah. All of that is gone. Everything on 23rd Street is gone. Yeah. Yeah. It's that was one of the places where you could hear house music. We call it Sawyer's. It was pronounced Sours. And they tore it down and it was right next door to PS Recording Studio where Richard McGee had his studio where he did his show on Saturday night. So, yep, they tore all of that down more. Yep, I had some good memories there um, at PS Recording Studio, going to, see Richard. And they tore all of that down, all of it, just gone. You know, torn down the VJ building, which also housed Brunswick Records, tore it down. It is now a coffee house. But they have album covers on the wall there to kind of remind us of that legendary address, 44, was it 1449, I think it was, South Michigan. Yeah. And of course, thank God they didn't tear down the chess building. So, you know, the Chess Records building is still there. It's called Blues Heaven and owned by the family of Willie Dixon. Yeah. Did they rebuild or is it a vacant land? I think they put something else up there. Every now and then I'll pass there, but looking, but not really looking. But yeah. I remember we could see the old McCormick place from there. They had the McCormick Place um, hotel. Now it's a Marriott, I think it is, and they put it on the other side. But used to be able to walk. I think you still can. You walk across the street to McCormick Place. Those were the days. You cross over the expressway and go into the hotel. You tow it down. Parking at Push is already a challenge. Yeah, it definitely is. You park all all up and down Drexel. Yep. My, he wishes to satisfy you. Yep, it's gonna be one to park near Push because they don't want you to park, in front of people's houses. So they got signs up there, saying that if you don't have a pass to park there, then you can't. Um, they attach it to your um, what is it? A city sticker. So if you live around there, you know what the deal is. You know the dealio. Come on back. Wonder how much is rent in that area. You talking about in Bronzeville near Push? I'm sure it's I'm sure it's a grip because well then again my let's see who lives over there. My aunt and uncle lived over there for years. So yep, they've lived over there for years. Call on me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Up and down, baby. I love that part of the song. Jason Weaver, Love, Ambition, right here on Bedtime Stories with the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Once again, hello to Pat Westbrook. She was asking me if I was going to see Reverend Jackson lying in state at Push. I'm kind of dreading going to see that. I'm already, how can I put it? Still broken up by that. I mean, it's just so many things happening. And it's like when I got that call Monday morning saying that he had passed, you kind of expect, him to pass because of the advanced disease that he had. But I was like, he gonna live to be 90. He almost made it though. Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, with Marcus Miller and Michelle Indegocello. Hope I'm saying her name pronouncing her name correctly. This is from the movie soundtrack of Love Jones called Rush Over. If you feel like the way I do, then you'll rush over. But you're gonna have to call ahead of time because the bell is out, okay? And I'll leave the light on for you. Alrighty then. Mm-mm. Not to be insensitive, but I believe it's not the way Jesse Jr. will lose the election. The late Bill Veeck, the former owner of the White Sox, once lived on 48th and Drexel, not far from Operation Push. Um, well, my thing is, since you mentioned that, um, Jesse was going to win anyway, with or without his father's name. Sometimes, you know, some people are forgiven for what they have done. Some people are forgiven, and others, they will not let it go. What he did was not a crime. You know, he committed no crimes. He did what every other politician did, and that was to spend money. And that's it. He spent money. He had a mental problem, and he spent money. He bought stuff that he wanted to buy. You know,
All of your favorite slow jams from back in the day with Al Greer on Bedtime Stories.
and he was young then. He's older and wiser now. You know, he's a different person than he was when he was in office the first time. He's a different person. We do stupid stuff when we're young, and he did stupid stuff, and that was it. He got on the air and told people what he had done when he was at WVON. He told everybody what he did, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
His only crime was that he was young. He had a lot of money, and he was going through. I think he was bipolar. So once again, he's a different person. I've been around him, so he's a different person. Things happen when you're younger, and you do stupid stuff. You spend money that you've never had before. I don't know what the other Jackson children do besides Jonathan, but you know, I Santita, she does her dad's show. Yusuf, I don't know what he does. Jonathan, of course, is a congressman. I've never known them to have, and don't beat me up on this. I've never known them to have real jobs. Something about that name Jackson. You don't have to work. It just takes one of them to take care of the rest of them. You know, what does Marlon Jackson do? You go into the other Jacksons. What does he do? What does Randy do for a living? When he's, not touring with his brothers, what is he doing? What does he do for a living? And that's a good question. You know, what does Jermaine do now that he's out of the spotlight? You know, is he what, a construction worker, or does he work in an office somewhere? You know, it's hard. Growing up in the shadow of someone who was that famous. Michael Jackson, Jesse Jackson. It's like, okay, one of us is going to make it, and we're going to take the rest of them with us. And that's just it. You know, had Tito never picked up his father's guitar, would there be a group? And the answer is no. Joe told him, "Don't touch my guitar." Tito picked it up and started playing it, broke a string. That's how the Jacksons started. You know, back to the other Jackson family. You know, it's like you grow up in the shadow of a famous father. You know, like Jonathan said, you know, I didn't know nothing about no Reverend Jackson. I just knew this guy that bought me shoes, and that was it. You know, to the world, he was Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. To his family, he was just dad. But he made sure his family was, you know, was taken care of. I know Yusef runs Push, but where does the money come from? That's what I'm saying. Up until a few years ago, Yusef didn't run Push. It was ran by somebody else who, you know, who stepped down. Rochelle Farrell, Will Downing, nothing has ever felt like this before. Right here on Bedtime Stories. I remember when I first heard that song, there was a young lady that I was dating at the time. And she said, "Did you ever hear this song?" I'm like, "No, play it for me." And she did. And I just fell in love with the song. And every time I would hear it, I would always think about her because, you know, she turned me on to this song. And it kind of defined our relationship. Nothing has ever felt like this before. At least one of us thought that way. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. And the mighty, tempting temptations, some enchanted evening. Mm. Yeah, you know, Yusef runs Push. Where's the money come from? Mm-hmm. Night of June. Mhm. Run to her side. Good evening, Sherry Yvette Withers Banks. Thank you for being on my live as always. Good evening, good evening. Get me full of wrong I've done. Me, girl, not your love, I'm just no good. Please return your love to me. Forgive me for the wrong I've done. Without your love, I'm just no good. I am just the lonely one. No truer words were ever spoken. The Temptations, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Sherry Yvette Withers Banks, and once again to Pat Westbrook. Thank you for being on my live on Facebook. And of course, coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay, four songs by one of my favorite artists or groups, male or female. And that's right here on Bedtime Stories. On WOSD Radio, DV Chicago, WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, as well as WRLN Radio, a radio media station, and WBOE, the best of everything. And I think also My Jam Radio. Back in a moment. And tell them you heard about it on Bedtime Stories. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to my entire Biggs Radio family. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, they were already tuned into Kim Patterson, so they had no choice but to tune to me, I guess. I don't know. They think I think a lot of myself. I don't. I'm just a skinny boy from the south side of Chicago. That's all. Anyway, it's Bedtime Stories with the Temptations from 1995 from the album For Lovers Only. This is Night and Day. Sun. Night and day. Night and day. Think of you. If that voice doesn't sound familiar, that is, I believe that's Glenn Carl Leonard on the lead on that album. The name of the album was called Bareback, a song written by Holland Dozier Holland. It's called Ever Ready Love, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, there was, of course, the Temptations when they left Motown to go to Atlantic Records. Sounding good. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to William Payton. Thank you for being on my live. And KJ James, whom I'll be interviewing soon because he's been asking me for the past few years to interview him. Like, okay, I guess everybody thinks, once they are interviewed by me, then they become stars. Actually, that happens. It happens every now and then. It is, as a matter of fact, William Payton told me that I was the first to play Slave's song. And he said it was because of me that it went, you know, I don't know if it went platinum or they just had a lot of hits and, people bought the song. My thing is, it was a good song. So I've never taken any money to play any bad songs. So, and I didn't take any money to play that one. I just liked the song. We'll play it later on. But first, two in a row from Enchantment. For all you enchanted ladies out there, this is Bedtime Stories. What's wrong? Stop crying and tell me what's wrong. What? That makes no sense. And then what will you do? That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. And my thing is, who are they going to put on the air that's better than you? And it's nobody. So they're going to bring a net back. Okay. Makes no sense. Yeah, you told me about that. Mm. Right. Hmm. Right. Right. Because you weren't there. Yeah. Right. Right. I don't either. That's crazy. Of course. Annette is okay, but she's dry. Hmm. Okay. Right. Hmm. Because at this point, she has nobody else to keep the station on, and that's it. Right. Right. I am so sorry. I wish it was something I could do. Mhm. Yes, it is. Once again, I wish it was something I could do. Hmm. That was his excuse, huh? The only thing I can tell you is to continue to do what you're doing until she makes a decision. And that's it. Go in there and do the 411 because that's your show, that's your segment, and just do it. And just leave the BS behind because that's the only way. You know, just keep going. Don't look back. Just keep going. And it's like I've been telling you for the past 3 years, you need to do a demo reel. You need to get it set up at home. I've been telling you that. So I don't know. And I'm not beating you up about it. I'm just reminding you that that's what I told you to do. That way you can, do your own demos. So, so that's where we're at. You need to cut some demos and shop them to LSGN because there are no, you know, colored folk stations here in Chicago. That's about it. You know, Perry Williams got everything set up. Sold up rather, because he's on what GCI 1390 and V. So, but you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Period. You'll be all right. You got something that none of them have up there, and that's talent and personality. You'll be all right. Like I said, talent, personality. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. Enchantment. Where do we go from here? And Gloria. I asked EJ once, I said, was there really a Gloria? He said, oh, yes. And what happened? Oh, she broke my heart. Oh, okay. So that was a true, I guess, a true story, a true song. So, so was this one, written for Yolanda Richmond by Paul Richmond, her husband, sung by the Manhattans. This is Shining Star on Bedtime Stories. I'm back. You'll be all right. I'm telling you, you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for years. And like I told you before, I've never heard anybody your age sound like you do. So, yeah, right. She ain't got no life. Of course she does. That's how I got kicked out of GCI because somebody wanted to come back. So they made a spot for them, and that was my spot. I'm like, oh, okay. That's how I got knocked off of Whispers in the Dark. They don't care nothing about that. That means nothing to them. They don't even know who Felicia Middlebrooks is. So they don't know what magnitude that she is. Yeah, but the other guy, that other person, don't know. Hmm. And I wouldn't worry about it because once again, you got talent and you have personality. You'll be all right. That station is a stepping stone to bigger and better things. So it's a springboard. I mean, look at Doma T. So, I, oh yeah, yeah. he blew up. Hmm. And that's gonna be the downfall. The blind lead the blind. Hmm. And then when they mess up, it'll be somebody else. You know. Hmm. Hmm. She's an opportunist. What did I tell you about that? You're not interrupting my show. I called you. Called you. And I saw that text. I'm like, oh, something wrong. And you will. And you will keep it. Once again, you got talent, you got personality. You got something they don't have. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Hmm. Okay. Well, I don't even talk to her no more. She's so freaking negative every time I talk to her. I say good morning. What's good about it? Wow. Okay. Go Bears. Go Bears. Go. You're gonna go to hell with them. No, I'm not. Thank you. Have a nice life. That's it. I cannot stand negativity. That's it. Good morning. What's good about it? Okay. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay, dokie. Bye bye. I know you all are probably saying he's been on this Manhattan's kick all week. Manhattan. Well, hey, they're my friends. So what can I tell you? You know, I got a chance to sit down and do an interview with them on Sunday, and it's like ever since then I've been on cloud nine because they requested Dinah Lynn Biggs and I to, you know, to do the interview. They requested us, and I think that's a big deal. You know, They could have asked anybody else to do this interview. They asked to be interviewed by, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to play Manhattans till I run out of them. Who did it best, D'Angelo or the Ohio Players? Here's Heaven Must Be Like This on Bedtime Stories. Must be like this. Proto. If I was in a room with Queen Latifah, Jill Scott, a couple of other busty women, I would say heaven must be like this. The Ohio Players. Before that, D'Angelo and his version of Heaven Must Be Like This. Right here on Bedtime Stories. We're about 10 minutes away from foreplay. Here's another one. Who did it best? I heard this song one night I was listening to Big Corn on Sunday, and he played. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Andre 3000 song, but it's done by Robert Glasper featuring Nora Jones. It's called Prototype. Here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Phyllis Rogers, hello, my Phyllis. Thank you for being on my live. Yes, it has been a while. You're up mighty late. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for yeah, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everything else that you have done for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yep. Hello to you and your family. Thank you so much for being on my live tonight. I need all the support I can get. You know, it's been kind of rough these past few days. Um, I don't do death too well. So I haven't haven't felt like this in a while, boy. I tell you, it's yeah, it's been one. It's really been one. You know, especially losing uh, Reverend Jackson. It's just like I've been hit all at once. You know, like I've been hit by Mike Tyson. It's like hit, you know, this way, that way, bam, bam. Like, okay, like take this, take that, take this. Hmm. I mean, I know we come here to leave, but it's like, wow, and like the 1-2 punch. Like, okay, here's something else, and you know, I remember my mom saying, God doesn't give you too much that you can't handle. But I'm like, wow, Reverend Jackson. Hmm. Okay, who did it best? Andre 3000 or Robert Glasper and Nora Jones? That is Prototype right here on Bedtime Stories. We're WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WD, WCHI Biggs Radio, Chicago, WRLN Radio, a Ray Neal media station. Get it together, Al. WBOE, the best of everything, owned by Reggie Miles, the professor, and of course, My Jam Radio. Okay. I was having a senior moment there. Hello to Phyllis Rogers. Thank you for being on my live. She said it's been a while. And thank you for sending me I guess, the itinerary for the celebration of life services for Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. Thursday, February 26th, he'll be lying in state at Rainbow Push at 930 East 50th Street. That's 50th and Drexel. Doors open at 10 a.m. Uh, the next day, which is the 27th, same thing. Doors open at 10 o'clock. He'll also be lying in state. Formal services will be in South Carolina and Washington, D.C. Sunday, March 1st and Wednesday, March 4th. The People's Celebration will be at the House of Hope, and that's Friday, March 6th. That's 114th and Doty Road, or 752 East 114th Street. And private homegoing services will be once again at Rainbow Bush on Saturday, March 7th. So make any one that you can. All right, you might want to make all of them. I'm going to make at least one of them. So hello to Carl Dobbins. Thank you, DJ Carl Dobbins, for being on my live. I appreciate it. Foreplay is next. Delivers. It is time for foreplay, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being there. Hello to DJ Carl Dobbins once again. Thank you so much. Today, he made 86 years old. William Robinson Jr. He is probably one of the most prolific songwriters ever. The founding frontman and pioneering Motown vocal group, The Miracles, which he was the chief songwriter and producer. They were originally called the Five Chimes and the Matadors. That was another name. Um, After a while, he retired from the group to focus as the vice president of Motown Records. After that, he left and went solo. Then he came back. He didn't go for long, you know. He had some more songs left. He is the he had a father who's African American and his mother African American and French descent. They grew up on the North End area of Detroit. They were friends with Aretha Franklin, of course, the Temptations, and the list goes on and on. His uncle Claude gave him the nickname Smokey Joe when he was a child. So, because he loved cowboy movies, had nothing to do with his skin color or anything else. William Smokey Robinson, also born on this day, his, I guess you could say he's his brother in law, Bobby Rogers. Well, Bobby Rogers was born on the same day, 1940. Robert Edward Rogers was his name. Smokey and Bobby Rogers were born in the same hospital around the same time. Yeah, how about that? Although they would not meet until 15 years later and be members of the group The Miracles. So tonight we got a double one. We celebrate the music of Smokey Robinson and Bobby Rogers, who just happens to be Claudette's brother. May he rest in peace. Let's kick it off with Smokey's Cruisin' here on Bedtime Stories. This is Foreplay. Hmm. Where's my favorite plate? I'm back. Lady G, nothing going on but the rent. Not a thing. Just trying to maintain, trying to keep my sanity.
You're in the middle of foreplay with Al Greer on Bedtime Stories.
Lady G, whiskey. Yes, I'm eating again. Thank you. Thank you, Lady G. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. Hmm. Every day. Quiet storm. Tender force.
Kindling. Light a Dorito on fire. Go ahead. Take one from the bag and hold a lighter to it. It burns like a candle for minutes. Food doesn't do that. Petroleum products do. That chip isn't made from corn. It's made from chemicals, synthetic oils, and petroleum based dyes shaped like a snack. And look at your kid's lunchbox right now. How many things in there would burn like a candle? The crackers, the cheese puffs, the fruit snacks, the granola bars. These aren't foods. They're flammable chemistry experiments the industry convinced you are safe to eat. Inside Toxic America, you'll discover what's really in the snacks you're feeding your family: the chemicals, the petroleum, the truth they've been hiding. This is the book the food industry doesn't want you to see. Today, they're giving away 100 free copies. Get yours before they're gone for good.
Mm, that's deep. Woo. Hmm. Rice corner got caught in the throat. Mm-hmm. Brother Fahim sent that to me, saying if you light a Dorito, it'll catch fire. I'm like, ooh, that's scary. That is scary. And we're eating that. Mm-mm. I watched a lady skin a possum on camera. Skin them and cook them. I'm like, gone, girl. At first, I thought it was a cat, but it was a possum. From the album of the same name, Quiet Storm, which started a whole genre of music. A couple of shows were named Quiet Storm. Um, Actually, one of them started in Washington, D.C. by a guy by the name of Melvin Lindsay, where all he did was take out the fast songs and just play the slow songs that were included during the day at the radio station, WHUR in D.C., and started a whole new revolution. After a while, everybody was doing Quiet Storm, even me. Anyway, that part of foreplay is over with. Here's the second part as we celebrate the birthday of Bobby Rogers. Now, Smokey and Bobby and Pete Moore, they were all not only singers but songwriters. Smokey wrote "My Girl" for the Temptations, "My Guy" for Mary Wells. "What Love Has Joined Together, Let No One Break It Up." "Don't Mess with Bill" for the Marvelettes. I mean, the list goes on and on. The way that you, the way you do the things you do for the Temptations. He did a whole album. It was the Temptations sing Smokey. Wrote every song on that album. Anyway, so during his tenure at Motown Records and with the Miracles, he did songs like this, which features Bobby Rogers in the background. Here's "Oh Be My Love" from Smokey and the Miracles on Bedtime Stories. Take the kind of light a Dorito. I know, right? Excuse me while I light up this Dorito. Want to hit? All gone.
Good job.
Yeah. Oh,
Six, seven.
don't touch her. It's my baby. It's my mama baby. Don't touch her.
What do you think?
It's your sister, but she doesn't have any arms. She's real. She is crying. Oh, she's okay.
You're a big brother.
I know. Yes, I know I wasn't gonna be black.
Look, smile to mama.
Daddy.
Smile to mommy.
This is your sister.
Okay. I know I'm never going to kill the baby.
That's good, William. That's very good.
The most emotional goodbye in music history was actually a complete lie. 1969, the Supremes released their final #1 hit, Someday We'll Be Together. It was supposed to be the group's heartbreaking farewell to Diana Ross. But listen closely to those background vocals, those soulful harmonies. That is not Mary Wilson, and that is not Sydney Birdsong. Diana Ross actually recorded this as her first solo single. Motown just slapped the Supremes' name on it to sell more copies. The real singers were session pros, the Waters sisters. So when you saw them crying on TV during the finale, Mary and Cindy were lip-syncing to women who replaced them. Talk about acting. Subscribe for more music history. The most emotional goodbye in music history was actually a complete lie. 19...
Mr. Kendall, good evening. I mean, it's made from corn. Will it start popping? It said there's other chemicals in there besides corn. Good evening, Miss Hill. Good evening, Mr. Kendall. Thank you so much for being on my live. As always, don't forget to share the video. Just hit share where it says like, comment, and share. Just hit share. Yeah. Somebody needs to hit share, I'll tell you. Hit that share.
Instant cooling sensation. Also try it.
Stop listening to these doomsday false prophets. Good night, Lady G. Wrapping up foreplay times two because two guys on the same day had a birthday. Bobby Rogers, Smokey Robinson. So we pay tribute to both of them. Well, not tribute. One of them is still alive, and of course, that's Smokey. Happy birthday, Smokey Robinson, and happy heavenly birthday to Bobby Rogers. They wrote songs together and sang songs together. They wrote songs for everybody at Motown. The Marvelettes, Martha and the Vandellas, the list goes on and on. Yep. Anyway, as we move on, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to Miss Hill, also to Brother Al Kendall, and of course, Lady G. Thank you for stopping through to Bedtime Stories on Facebook. Here are the Temps and a song for you from the album of the same name here on Bedtime Stories.
helping talented artists find hope after job loss. Dr. Greer faces job loss and struggles on a fixed income. I was at Caroline's in New York, right? Okay. And I was performing. Jeff Garland, who was also he was doing a movie with somebody. I forget the lady's name who played Larry Sanders' wife on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. So they were doing a movie. Walk in. I think all three of them were in a movie together with Robin Williams. He put Robin Williams on before him. I don't know why he did that, Jeff. Robin Williams. First of all, people lost their minds when he walked in the room. I mean, you know, you have the fake signs with famous comedians in the wall. Right. Richard Pryor and W.C. Fields and Mae West. That's how it was at Caroline's. The pictures were laughing. He's killed. What do you think I should do, man? Let's look at the options.
Can I ask help?
You've had experience.
Welcome back with us. We are with us.
Just had to play that one to get it off my chest. If It's Magic from Stevie Wonder from Songs in the Key of Life. That's it for me. Thank you so much for staying up with me. Have a great weekend. Thank you to all of these radio stations who have been carrying me throughout the week, the months, the years, everything. I really appreciate you guys. And good night to everybody on Facebook. That's my time. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Nighty night, guys. Have a great weekend.